What's up, Vault Dwellers? You know, parody B-movies are like cinematic prank calls. You never know who you're gonna get used, shirtless, or covered in rubber tentacles. So after we dropped our first list of genre spoofing gems, you fine weirdos came through in the comments with some epic deep cuts, cult classics, and so bad it's brilliant bits of brain-melting cinema. So today, by popular demand, we're diving back into the satirical sewer of 13 more insane parody B-movies. From blaxploitation setups to sci-fi spoofery, from talking brains to killer condiments, these films don't just cross the line of good taste, they tap danced on it in platform boots. So buckle up, hit that tracking button, and let's roll into the world where satire meets schlock, and the only rule is, nothing's sacred.
A corn-fed fool with a lot of muscle mass, but it's time for Bullhorn to get up in that ass.
All right, let's get started with Black Dynamite, which it isn't just a parody. It's a full-blown love letter to 1970s blaxploitation, dipped in satire and served with a side of kung fu soul. Michael Jai White plays the titular hero, ex-CIA, Vietnam vet, ladies man, and a bad dude extraordinaire. You see, when his brother gets iced and the ghetto's flooded with a new drug, Dynamite's gotta clean up the streets with fists, nunchucks, and righteous indignation. What makes this spoof work so well is that it just plays it straight. The actors commit hard, the sets look authentic, and the script reads like it was ghostwritten by Pam Grier and Shaft's mustache. It's full of era-accurate boom mic flubs, continuity errors, and dialogue that feels like it was dubbed by a drunk poet.
Looking for me?
The film even includes a conspiracy about malt liquor that's so absurd, it just circles back to genius.
What he's saying is, Anaconda malt liquor gives you... What is another word for Richard?
You know, White he's just phenomenal. He's deadpan, over the top, and smoother than a satin jumpsuit. And the film's editing and musical cues mimic 1970s grindhouse flicks with such detail you'd swear it was pulled from a dusty Betamax tape. Black Dynamite isn't just poking fun at the genre, it's flexing with it.
The mere mention of the word is sufficient to induce panic.
Tomato.
The tomatoes are back, and this time they're extra saucy. So Return of the Killer Tomatoes, it's the rare parody sequel that knows it's a sequel and makes fun of the fact just constantly. It picks up a decade after the first movie's fruit apocalypse and throws in everything from mad scientists to meta jokes so self-aware they practically elbow you in the ribs. And oh yeah, baby George Clooney's in it. That's right, Batman himself plays a sleazy ladies man with a mullet and a closet full of ridiculous outfits. I mean, he steals like every scene he's in, right before the film grinds to a halt for a literal commercial break for Pepsi, Nestle Crunch, and, of course, tomatoes. The movie weaponizes its own low budget like a comedy battering ram. Characters complain about a lack of funding mid-scene and then turn to the audience and ask for more sponsors. It's parody, it's satire, and somehow it's also a mutant veggie or fruit horror flick. This is a fourth wall demolishing fever dream that knows it's stupid and proudly wears that stupidity like a tomato-shaped badge of honor.
How would you like to hear this on the screen instead of the great show you came to see? That's what you sound. Honest.
Hey. You pay for that blast, you jerk!
You know, there's camp, and then there's parody, and then there's blood-sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh. This one walks straight out of the grave of 1980s horror spoofs, doused in ketchup blood and wearing its offensiveness like a party hat. The plot, as such there is one, follows bumbling detectives trying to solve a series of ancient Egyptian-themed murders happening in a Rust Belt town. Naturally, right? The film feels like the bastard child of Airplane and a Herschel Gordon Lewis splatter flick. I mean, you've got hooker mummies, nonsensical gore, and crime scene investigators who treat decapitations like an inconvenience during their lunch. The one-liners come fast and dumb, and the practical effects are gloriously rubbery, and the tone, it jumps between parody, satire, and just outright surrealism. Is it good? Not really. Is it fun? It's like a chainsaw to the logic center of your brain. It's the kind of film that knows how dumb it is and just leans so far into it. I mean, you can't help but be dragged along for the ride, especially if the ride is in a hearse filled with cursed hot dog buns.
And Hennon Chambers as the famous French scientist.
I'm the famous French scientist sent over here to find the UFO.
This 15-minute short is like Close Encounters after eating too many Pop-Tarts and watching a Benny Hill marathon. Closet Cases of the Nerd Kind is a rapid-fire, low-budget parody of Spielberg's alien obsession, and it's jam-packed with whipped cream, talking appliances, and a soundtrack that sounds like someone sneezed on a synthesizer. The plot follows a mashed potato-obsessed everyman who believes aliens are trying to contact Earth through his kitchen appliances and dairy products. There are UFOs shaped like pies, characters with names like Roy Dreary, and a climax that's equal part absurd and just delicious. The film's handmade charm is undeniable. Sets look like high school art projects. Effects are all practical and just proudly ridiculous. And the dialogue is intentionally delivered like everyone's had just one too many sleeping pills. It's a forgotten gem of VHS-era parody that proves you don't need a lot of money to make something wildly entertaining. You just need a few pie tins, a love of Spielberg, and zero shame. So Flicks isn't just a parody. It's a full-blown fake broadcast on a Saturday night movie marathon. This anthology spoof stitches together a series of phony trailers and clips from fake B movies with absurd names like... It's like if Kentucky Fried Movie was raised on old cable access horror and microwave popcorn. The best part, it roasts multiple genres in just a single go. Drive-in monster movies? Check. Film noir? Check. TV commercials? And even natural documentaries? Check. It's like they emptied the writer's room onto the editing table and just didn't bother sweeping up afterwards. I mean, sure, the pacing's all over the place, and some jokes are more groan than grin, but Flicks captures the chaotic energy of late-night channel surfing when you're just too wired to sleep and too broke to rent a real movie. Oh, by the way, what's the weirdest fake movie you wish was real? Drop it in the comments below, and I'll give you some bonus points if it involves something like a radioactive condiment, maybe a time-traveling raccoon, or how about mimes in outer space?
So what's this movie about, man?
Oh, it's about all kinds of things, man. It's like a bunch of crazy movies, man, they put together. It's like The Incredible Shrinking Man versus the 50-Foot Woman, and they try to get it on.
Before YouTube commentary videos, there was It Came From Hollywood, a stitched-together celebration of terrible movies introduced by comedy royalty. You've got Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, John Candy and Cheech and Chong riffing on scenes from Z-grade cinema gold, like giant leeches, robot invasions, teenage werewolves, and atomic aliens with ping pong ball eyes. I mean, this isn't just parody. It's a clip show with jokes. You know, think Mystery Science Theater 3000 if it was hosted by Saturday Night Live original cast in between skips. The segments are themed with intros that lovingly lampoon the absurdity of old sci-fi, rock and roll panic flicks, and anti-drug propaganda films. It's educational, if your curriculum is about how to spot fishing line on a flying saucer, that is. It also introduces a whole generation of weirdos, it's me, to the golden age of bad cinema. It's like a film that says, hey, we know these movies are terrible, but they're also awesome too.
I'll take a pound of nuts. That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that? He just left! With nuts!
Man, this one's so insane it deserves its own reality. Kung Pao takes a real 1976 Hong Kong martial arts flick, Tiger and Crane Fists, I believe, and dubs over it with just new dialogue, using green screens, which bring in the director's face, adds ridiculous CGI, and turns the whole thing into a meta movie about a chosen one and a vendetta against a guy named Betty. Steve Oderkirk writes, directs, and plays multiple characters, including the dubbed hero, and the results are just bizarre, brilliant, and brain-numbing. The jokes range from high-concept absurdism to fart gags to a lengthy monologue about gophers. It's juvenile in the very best way. Despite, or because of its chaos, Kung Pao has become an absolute cult classic. If you ever wanted a spoof that was fully unhinged and technically impressive, this is your jam. By the way, I want you to stick around for the next top 5 because we're going to be starting with a man, a brain, and way too much Steve Martin to miss. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe because otherwise I'm going to be forced to summon the Cow of Destiny again. So you've been warned.
This, Doctor, is my laboratory. Brains.
If you've ever wanted a romantic comedy about a man falling in love with a disembodied brain, well, congratulations. For one, you're officially too weird for Tinder, and 2, the man with 2 brains is your cinematic soulmate. So Steve Martin plays Dr. Michael Herfurro, that's how it's spelled, a brilliant neurosurgeon with a dead wife, a terrible new wife who's Kathleen Turner in her femme fatale mode, and a lab full of talking brains. Naturally, he falls for one, which is voiced by Sissy Spacek in the most wholesome brain and jar performance of the century. Carl Reiner directs this one with the energy of a Looney Tunes fever dream. So there's slapstick, deadpan science jokes, and an extended psychic conversation between a man and a brain that somehow manages to be both romantic and completely bonkers. Martin is in his rubber-faced, rapid-fire best in this movie, delivering jokes with the energy of someone who was just mainlined espresso and ran straight onto the set. The movie's Frankenstein's monster of noir parody, mad scientist, and rom-com gone rogue. And it just works so gloriously.
Tobacco and food stains to make your teeth look whiter, plus mouthwash for fresher breath. If you want to get closer, kissably closer, get Mouth Appeal, the toothpaste that gets you closer.
The groove tube is what happens when you take sketch comedy. You put it through a lava lamp, and then you filter it through 1970s libido. This is pre-Saturday Night Live parody. It's raw, it's weird, and deeply committed to freaking out anyone who wandered into a midnight screening by accident. The film presents itself as a series of fake television programs and commercials, and they're parodying the TV culture of the time. I mean, some of it's brilliant, like Brown 25, and some of it is just jaw-dropping offensive. And some is, well, I mean, we'll just leave you blinking at the screen wondering if you dreamed what you just saw. Chevy Chase shows up in his first film appearance, and the whole thing plays like a psychedelic variety show hosted by a nudist commune. It's satirical, yeah, but it's also very 70s, which means lots of skin, lots of weird music, and a healthy disregard for boundaries. Still, the Groove Tube paved the way for Kentucky Fried Movie and its sketch parody offspring. And for that, we salute it with one raised eyebrow and a deeply uncomfortable chuckle.
For the first time in history, we may hear what a being from another world is trying to communicate to us. My God. Switch on the translating circuits.
I want to eat your face. It could just be so yummy.
So before Airplane turned Leslie Nielsen to the king of deadpan comedy, Naked Space asked the question, what if Alien, but stupid? The answer? Just glorious nonsense. This film is also known as Spaceship because it can't even decide on its own title. The plot follows a crew of bumbling astronauts investigating a deadly alien life form that turns out to be a carnivorous pile of space goop. It oozes, it slimes, it eats, but not before everyone gets in on at least 3 groan-worthy one-liners. Nielsen is the glue here. Cool as a cucumber, even when he's talking to a robot with a rotary phone for a head. And the special effects are just pure community theater. The costumes look like recycled car upholstery, and the humor, so think Red Dwarf meets Three's Company, if both were written on Ambien. It's not always laugh out loud funny, but it's deeply committed to the bit. And sometimes that's really all you need. Plus, any movie that features an extended conversation about bathroom procedures in zero gravity, it deserves some cult respect.
I want to eat your smile. Your smile is so beguiling.
An ant were exposed to radiation simultaneously. The result would be terrible indeed. For the result would be Mant.
Matinee is less a straight parody and more a heartfelt tribute to the golden age of schlock cinema. Joe Dante, of Gremlins fame, delivers a love letter to William Castle-style showmanship and Cold War paranoia, wrapped in a coming-of-age story that's as sweet as it is weird. John Goodman plays Woolsey, a cigar-chomping film promoter who rolls into Key West during the Cuban Missile Crisis with a gimmick-laden monster movie called Mant. Yes, half man, half ant. While the world tears on nuclear war, Woolsey just trying to scare the pants off teenagers with smoke machines and vibrating theater seats. The parody here, it's spot on. Mant is a perfect recreation of 1950s creature features. It's just lovingly cheesy, and the behind-the-scenes look at how these films are made, marketed, and adored makes it just a must-watch for any B-movie buff. I mean, it's not just funny, it's a nostalgia trip in a cinematic warm blanket with ants.
Mr. Reardon?
That's right.
My name?
In all my years in the business, I'd never seen anything like her.
This is a Noir parody turned into fine art. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, it isn't just a spoof. It's a seamless blend of satire and homage that stitches Steve Martin into classic film noir scenes with just shocking precision. I mean, seriously, he shares screen time with Bogart, Bergman, and Veronica Lake decades after they were dead. Martin plays a hard-boiled detective, Rigby Reardon, who gets tangled in a plot involving the Friends of Carlotta, Killer Cheese, and some secret Nazis. Along the way, he interacts through, clever editing and voice doubles with characters from actual vintage noirs. And the kicker? It works. I mean, this isn't just parody, like I said. It's a full-on time travel. So Carl Reiner, who also appears as a Nazi butler, I mean, don't ask, just go with it, directs with laser-focused silliness. The black and white cinematography, it's pitch perfect. And the score swells with melodrama. And the dialogue swings between tough guy cliché and just total absurdity. Steve Martin, he's magnetic. Equal parts Humphrey Bogart and Bugs Bunny. He never winks, and that's what makes the madness work. You'll come for the editing wizardry, but stay for the coffee gag that somehow runs the entire film. This isn't just the best entry on our list. It's one of the most ambitious parody films ever made. I mean, it doesn't just spoof noir. It actually becomes one, while lovingly unmaking it from the inside out. Parody B-movies, they're not just about jokes. They're about passion. Passion for film, passion for fun, and a just total lack of fear when it comes to embracing the ridiculous. Whether these films were laughing at their source material or with it, they left behind a legacy of joy, weirdness, and some VHS shin. But before you go, I want you to check out some of our other countdowns. Some will make you laugh, some might make you cry, but you'll definitely question your life choices. And as always, keep it weird, folks.